Mother of Amit cats. Today he is 14.5 years old. 6 years ago, Amit started getting sick. We took him off to do blood tests and they said, don't pass go, come straight to hospital. And that was the first time he got cancer. Because it was the first time, there's a lot of hope. And you think, you know, you're going to take the medication, you'll get the chemotherapy and everything will go away. So we did all of that and we thought it would be gone within a year.
I felt happy that I can be a regular kid and I will not be again with no hair and feel terrible and all the time vomit. And I was happy.
And then he had about a year off for good behaviour and then it came back again. The second time was much harder for him. And he started losing more faith. He always thought that it would come back. The third time was like, okay, he wanted to put up his hands, you know, what am I supposed to do now? And he realised that he either had to fight or just give up. There was nothing else to do.
I was scared because I didn't know what it is and why I got it and why I have it. And if I'm going to die, then all this stuff. It's like, it's scary that someone telling you that you have cancer.
It's been very hard for him. His whole childhood has been robbed from him. This is a kid who's been sick for 6 years. He doesn't have any friends. He's been isolated completely already. One day, one of the girls came up to Amit and started talking to him. And he was in a good mood and he started talking back to her and there was a connection.
When the girl from the Simcha Lildim comes, so I'm feeling happy that someone come to play with me and help me to waste the time in the hospital and that I will be not all the time wait for everything, so I can spend the time and do something that I like.
We spend probably a third of our lives at the hospital and these girls come up to him and play with him and they've got wacky senses of humour, so they make him laugh.
In my department, we look after about 150 new children affected by cancer every year. These children go through terrible experiences. They have to go through chemotherapy, blood tests, daily infusions and things like this. Simcha Lildim, also called להושיט, which is headed by Mr. Zvoluni, Joe, does a lot for our children and their families, as well as the staff that works in our department.
I met Simcha Lildim when I was 8 years old, and until now, for 6 years, I know them.
Simcha Lildim was created in 2008 by a grassroots group of families and volunteers. Their aim to help children face the daily hardships and fears of a cancer ward. At Simcha Lildim, we believe that joy and laughter contribute to a patient's well-being and maybe even increase one's chances of recovery. We help with medical purchase, transportation, meals, and even transplant match searches. But at the center of it all are Simcha Lildim's National Service volunteers, Army-age girls tending patients with fun, games, and a quest to raise a smile on no longer innocent young faces. At the Sheba Medical Center, where we work in close cooperation with medical staff, Simcha Lildim has created this all-purpose game room, where besides snooker, Wii, and Xbox consoles, lessons are held to supplement time lost at school. The Wiesel House includes a cinema where kids and families can spend hours in a fantasy delight, their imaginations running wild in an escape from harsh realities and arduous treatments. Here in the enchanted Yoram Yitzhak Garden, children may relax in the year-long Israeli sun, a boon to their health that toughens the body and strengthens the soul. Now, instead of succumbing to the dreary interior of a hospital ward, these youngsters can spend their time in a storybook atmosphere of lush green, a small pond, fresh air, and sunshine.
I got the invitation to Hanukkah party.
It was just beautiful. We walked in like it was a wedding.
We saw there a lot of celebrities and that you could take a picture with them.
The not short were brilliant. They made him get up and dance with them. It was very funny and he had a great time. I gave him almost like a new lease on life for another week or so.
Simcha La'Yeladim organizes parties and get-togethers for each and every major holiday. More than 1,000 patients and family members come from all over the country to celebrate the past, the future, and the cycle of life.
When children come to the treatment, I very often find it difficult to convince them that they have to get the treatment. But when I promise them they're going to have a trip to Orlando, they really agree to go through everything that they have to go through, which makes it very good.
When your organization offered him a trip to Orlando and Miami, he was really excited. This is a chance to escape from the hospital, and you have 2 weeks of utter and complete pleasure.
This project makes the children not just happy, they endure the chemotherapy better than before. The blood counts don't drop as much as they did before the trip, and they're really able to finish the treatment. They're also more optimistic and happier, which helps a lot.
These kids don't want to be pitied, they want to have fun.
Whatever Simcha La'Yeladim does for the children is really great, and I wish this would continue for many more years.
For any human person who's got a kid, it's the most heart-wrenching thing in the world. I mean, we don't give birth to children to watch them suffer. And you watch your son suffer for 6 years and there is nothing you can do. I mean, if he said to me, I want the moon, I'd get a ladder and climb up and get it for him, but you can't.
My dream is to be healthy.